You ready for another beating? You should have never came back.
This is your man Who Did It this time, coming at you with another episode, another installment to the classic series of the Scouting Report. And in the subtitles, we are going to have assigning roles and assigning positions. Assigning positions and assigning roles. And this could be a continuation of a couple episodes back of the Scouting Report, where we touched on tryouts, making cuts on your team. This is kind of a contrast to that video specifically, but if you allow me, I would love to carry on about the importance of building your team by assigning roles and assigning positions. Okay? When you're an assistant coach, or you're the head man in charge or head woman in charge, it's very important that when you do your own scouting report, you're looking for out-of-town talent, in-town talent, all across the board talent. You want to know who you're bringing to your team, what kind of character this individual perceives to have. What kind of character do they display? Are they a narcissist? Are they a me first, stat stuffing, analytics driven type of player? Now, what that means, and pardon me guys if you hear the nasal drip and whatnot, my allergies are killing. It feels like April here in Pennsylvania and we're going into January, but I am not complaining. All praises to the Most High. I'm very appreciative that we ain't seeing no white stuff on the grizzle. But with that being said, let's continue on. Those stat stuffing analytical people are the ones that only care about their own individual success over the team's means. Yeah, man, I was 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. I had 35 points and 12 assists and 11 rebounds, but we lost, bro. What could you have done to make the team win? What could you have done individually? And normally, if they played a game like that, they don't need to toot their own horn, because the individuals who came to observe the game can do the boasting for them. You understand me? So they may have gone 3 for 6 from the 3-point line, but the problem is they had 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter or the second half that were very impactful. They turned the ball over. They didn't get back on defense. In football, yes, you had 2 interceptions as a cornerback or a safety or a linebacker, but you missed the daggone blitz reads like 4 to 5 times that caused them to score. Instead of worrying about your interception, you also got a block in the back on a punt block. You didn't have enough block downs as a defensive back. You got beat on a post drag. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different ways of looking at that type of individual. The stat stuffing, narcissistic, analytical driven person. I'm the best at this. I do this. Okay, man, that is great. You have outwardly God-gifted talents that people as coaches, as counselors, as parents, as folks who are authoritative would like to work with. They want you to come to the team and become an asset, or dare I say, you're just a person who's a right fit. You may be a weapon, someone who is very useful. You could be utilized at certain situations. But if you're narcissistic, if you're a person that's only worried about stats, after a while you'll get seeped out by the next role that I'm about to assign to people. We don't want those individuals, but you have to pay attention. Now, metaphorically speaking, how can the stat-stuffing, narcissistic, analytical driven person be spotted outside of sports? You ever meet a person who likes to pass and he gets his assist, but he gets his assist and he's only passing to make sure that the statistician at the end of the game walks up to him or her and says, hey man, you had 11 assists. Oh, you end up breaking the school record today. You had 4 touchdowns in the game. They thrive off that. It's almost like a drug. Okay? Now, metaphorically speaking, those type of individuals, no surprise, are the same individuals who don't mind paying for your meal, but they have to let the world know on social media. You find it easy what I'm saying to you. Those individuals don't mind praying for you, but they tell everybody they're praying for you. They tell you they're praying for you, but they tell you they're praying for you through text. They might let you hold something, but they let everybody know that they let you hold something. Some of us are guilty of that, but it becomes very tricky, because if it's someone of your inner circle or your team that you trust and love, then there's no issue with that, because we're all on the same wavelength. We're trying to move in the same direction. We might take different angles and go through different paths, but at the end of the day, we're trying to have a ruling class mentality. Shout out to my boy CLJ144. And more importantly, we're trying to win, man. We're trying to win as men and women. But those are me first people, man. Those are the narcissistic, stat-stuffing, analytical-driven people. Look at how many times I bought for my niggas at the bar. Look at how many times I, checked on his kid or her kid. Always something extra. They're the everything people, as we like to say here in Western Pennsylvania. Everything. Yeah, I went to, the Grand Canyon, man, and I helped save some wild coyotes who were on the verge of being extinct. Yeah, man, me too. Mr. Me Too's. We got those everywhere, man. I'm sure y'all got them in y'all neighborhood, but what my point is, you have to spot this out and call it out. Deal with it. Handle it. Those stat-stuffing, analytical-driven people are unnecessary to our progression and our development to become a upright community. You know what I mean? And forgive me for being tongue-tied. I just don't understand why certain people need to let the world know what they're doing. Then they do it to empower themselves. Sometimes the Lord will deal with us based off of what we do in darkness and in quiet. In quiet times when you fast. You don't have to let everybody know you fasting, man. When you give to charity or give donations, bruh, honestly, that's between you and God at times. But when you're helping out somebody on your team, it better be to empower them, not to make them feel like they owe you right away. Or, hey man, you do this for me, I do this for you. It gotta be genuine and organic. And because, for the sake of time here, let's go to the next role that we like to assign, the captain. That should be one of the easiest jobs, but at the same time, it should be fulfilling. Now, if you're a head coach, sometimes captains are built, and in other times, captains are rewarded. The captain that's built is based off of longevity. He was never late. He was always punctual. As a freshman, he showed class, and he showed the fortitude, and he showed aggression. Yes, he was undersized, but as a sophomore, he came back 10 pounds heavier. He dropped some time off of his 40 time. He became coachable. He became a starter. By junior year, he became all conference. He went both ways. By the time he's a senior, he was built. His actions were the reason why he was placed the captain. And then obviously those who are rewarded, it might be someone who wasn't blessed with the physical skills and the attributes. God didn't bless them with that 6'5" frame running a 4.3. But you know what? The team likes him. The team trusts him in crazy situations, when the crowd is the loudest, when we're in a hostile environment. He was rewarded that position. And there is no talking crazy within the team or the unit, because we all understand why he was granted that position. Metaphorically speaking, who are your captains on your team? Who are your aces? Who are your go-to men and women? Those individuals that since kindergarten, since 10th grade, 4th grade, yeah, he gonna tell me like it is. He is. It's coming. He's gonna let me know. He's gonna hold me accountable. Is he gonna be that person who leads by action? Since 1994, he's never done me wrong. She's never done me wrong. She's, she's gonna fact check to see what the heck is going on before she places any judgment on you. That's longevity, man. That is a real captain. Or everybody on your squad, depending on how many friends you have in your inner circle, this person is rewarded because everybody feels almost the same way without talking to each other. Everybody knows they're a stand-up guy or stand-up girl, a man of God. Has a lot of nuance to everything that they're saying. They have those things that we said in regards to the scouting report, the intangibles. They display great leadership. They're intellectual when it's time to be intellectual. They're warriors in the time of war. They're peacemakers in a time of peace. That's supposed to be your squad, man. Last night I got up with some of my boys from the crib since grade school and high school, man. And that's all I could think about. How are you assigning roles, man? After you make your cuts. Some niggas is going to get cut off, bruh. We going into another year. They going to get cut off. Sorry. We just ain't on that type of time no more. Don't mean you can't try out next year. But this year you on a red shirt, bro. Like, I love you. We cool. We talk a little bit here and there. But like, you not really on the traveling squad no more, man. You ain't got to text me back. You don't have to get up for the get ups. You know what I mean? If you got ladies on your squad, she only wants to go out after you get paid, after you get your cake up, after you up. She never hits you when you down. That's on you, man, to keep her on your squad. Cut them and assign roles. There will be a part 2 to this. I appreciate everybody for listening. It's your man Whodidit. Whodidit this time, coming at you with another episode of the Scouting Report. Get rid of those narcissistic, ego, maniac, analytical driven people.